Workout number 2 is going to stay within the same tonal center, A, but we're going to shift to a different mode. We're going to do this in parallel. So we started workout number 1 in A major, or A Ionian. Now we're going to go into Mixolydian. So there's going to be a slight shift, but at the same time, at the end, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball. But let's check out what the modal change in formula does to the pattern that we've established in workout number 1. So you're going to notice that the fret hand, of course, still keeps this 2-whole step 1-2-4 configuration. We're starting in the 10th position. Everything is basically the same except for one thing. In workout number 1, we started with the major 7 to start the tapping sequence to activate it. Well, now we're doing a flat 7. This is cool because now it puts the 2 tapping notes on the same fret, just like it does when you get to the second half of bar 1. So bar 1 in its entirety. When you start the journey down, doing the 3 sectioned octaves, those tap notes stay on the same frets. As you make that jump, remember, look ahead. As you're playing this last or final legato instance, you're moving the tap finger over to where it needs to be. Now, instead of being, say, on the 13th fret to hit that major 7, you got to aim for the 12th fret to be on the flat 7. Otherwise, everything is the same. And same for that transition as well. Just making that adjustment for the flat 7. Now, when you do the slide, you got to come down a whole step to the flat 7, and then come back up and do that hammer-on sequence that ends on the 12th fret tap. Remember, you have a quarter note rest, and that gives you time to think about what is coming up next, and that is that straight hammer-on run, that ascending hammer-on run. Now, what we did in major is we kept the tapping finger on the 12th fret. In order to hear a different sound here, we have to make a slight adjustment, because if we did that, this would sound exactly the same as the last one, and that wouldn't be any fun. So what we're going to do is double hammer-on, tap, double hammer-on, and this time the tap is on the 10th fret, the flat 7. So in workout number 1, you kept the tapping finger a perfect 4th apart on the 12th fret, and you kept that perfect 4th interval in the 3 areas. This time, the tapping distance is going to be a minor 3rd. So 12th fret, tap, 10th fret, tap. As you make those moves, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge there to see where it is you're supposed to tap. So just keep that in mind as you're making the pre-move like this. Because as you move your hand to make that position shift, you will have been used to seeing this, the tap finger at the 12th fret, but now it's going to be at the 10th fret. Don't let that throw off the accuracy of where that fretting hand has to go. It's a small adjustment, and it's worth it because it sounds very, very cool. So you'll run up in those 3 octave areas and end on the flat 7. So once again, you'll have that half note rest at the end, giving you time to collect your thoughts and get back into it to loop it over and over again. We will start at 60 beats per minute, and we will play it together for 5 minutes. Then you go off on your own and work it up to 90 and work it up to 120. Make sure you're doing that incrementally, and make sure you keep an eye on everything that you're supposed to. The dynamics, the timing, your tap finger, making sure it's doing its job, it's strong, it's making good contact with the neck, and those notes are just as clear as if you did a hammer-on with your fretting hand, or even if you picked it. Okay, so when you're ready, let's do 60 beats per minute, and we'll go through this Mixolydian sequence.